What's up YouTube? Solix in the scene. Thank you all for coming in today. Today I want to break down how much my natural bodybuilding show really cost. I'm going to break this down into 5 main buckets: registration and federation, suit, posing and tanning, supplements and nutrition, travel and lodge, and show day extras. Basically, a lot of people always ask me like, oh, how much do you get paid for bodybuilding? Or what's the incentive in doing it? And to be honest, bodybuilding is really just for the love of the game. It's something that it's like a passion, it's like a sport, so you kind of pay for it. It's kind of like gaming, right? People who are into gaming, you spend a lot of money on good gaming stuff, right? A good computer, good video games, all that type of stuff. Bodybuilding is the same way. You need to pay some amount of money in yourself and invest in yourself so that you can pursue your passion, essentially. And I'm not gonna lie, bodybuilding sometimes can be a little expensive depending on how you wanna do it. You can cheap it out, but if you really want to have a good experience, I do suggest spending a good amount of money on some things. Not all, but some things. And I'm going to break it down a little bit for y'all. I definitely do recommend that you have to have some sort of stable living. You know, having a full-time job is highly recommended to be able to pay for these things. But you don't want to pay for your passion and just stay broke at the end of the day. So it's really important that you do have some money to spend when it comes to these things. At the end of the day, bodybuilding, like I said again, is just a passion. It's an investment towards yourself. And it's something I don't mind spending for, because at the end of the day, it's something that I do want to pursue for a career one day, and I do invest on myself for it. So I'm going to break it down a little bit on how much I spent. And this is just my personal experience. Everyone else's experiences are different. So my numbers and figures may not be the same as other people's. So take that as you will. Number one, most importantly, is registration and federation fees. I competed in the OCB, and this is a natural federation, so membership fees will cost about $125, which is a little pricey, but it's only once a year, so it's not too bad. And then I had to pay about $160 to actually register for my show. So since I competed in two classes, or two divisions, sorry, I competed in open and also novice, so that cost me about $160. Number three, since this is a natural federation, I did have to pay about $70 for a polygraph or a drug screening test. Essentially, they do ask you questions on if you're natural or if you've ever taken any performance enhancing drugs. All right, number two, let's talk about supplements and nutrition. This is a very rough estimate, but on all of my protein and my supplements that I take, which aren't too many, I spent about $500 in my 17-week prep, which is roughly about 4 months. All right, food is something that I try to calculate, but everyone's is gonna be really different. Bodybuilding, for the most part, is going to be a little pricey because protein is just more expensive, right? On total, I did calculate it to be in 4 months about $1,600 just spent on food. But if you think about it, everyone's experience might be different. In those 4 months, I did not eat out once, so I did spend a good amount of money on myself, and I genuinely think I did save money because eating out, man, I go to eat out with my girlfriend and I spend $100 in one night. So think about it, right? If you're eating out a lot in a week, it kind of does add up and might low-key be more than $1,600. All right, number three, let's talk about suit tanning. My competition underwear weren't that expensive, honestly. For men, we're kind of lucky and it's not that expensive. I only paid $70 for mine, which for underwear, low-key kind of expensive, but it is for a show and you get to keep them forever, so not so bad. Now the tanning, pretty pricey. I paid a total of $225 and I had to do it with the tanning that the federation was working with. So kind of pricey. I don't know if you could do tanning elsewhere and then bring it in. I didn't look into the rules, but me personally didn't want to risk that. I'd rather do it with professionals that know how to do it. So I paid what it was, $225. It is what it is. All right, let's talk about travel and lodging now. If you do choose to do a show that is further away, it's gonna cost up a little bit. So most people try to stay close, stay nearby home so they don't have to travel too much. Mine was in San Antonio. I live in Houston, so that's about a 3-hour drive. So hotel, about $150 for one night, just stayed one night with my girlfriend. And then gas was about $60 there and back. So, I mean, not too crazy, but still something you gotta spend on. Number four, show day extras. This is completely optional and you don't have to do it, but I do recommend it because it is once in a lifetime type thing. You know, you work so hard trying to build up for a bodybuilding show, 4 months of work, 4 months of not eating out, 4 months of cardio, 4 months of straight discipline. Man, you wanna get your pictures and your videos, right? Me personally, I do. This is actually when I got my OCB Pro card and I actually won my show. So the investment turned out to be well because I got a lot of nice pictures, a lot of awesome videos. And to be honest, this is literally gonna live for a lifetime for me, and these videos are priceless to me now. So in total for photography and videos, it was about $425. But keep in mind, these are professionals that give you very nice packages of pictures and videos that I will have forever now. And I do not regret it at all, especially when I'm holding up my trophy and my pro card. This is literally a dream of mine. So I do not regret it at all. I probably regret not buying it after the fact. So honestly, you pay for what you get. On top of that, show day extras, I did buy about $100 worth of equipment. I have a little pump machine and some ropes that I use for my show. So it was about $100, and I used it backstage to be able to pump well. At the end of the day, I did win my show, so I guess it was worth it, right? Also, I did pay about $120 for my girlfriend to be backstage with me. She was my assistant slash coach. And I honestly wanted her to be back there with me for the experience, so you know, she could see what it's like being a bodybuilder backstage. And honestly, I want her to be next to me while I'm doing all this. So I did pay for her $120 to be back there. And my coach couldn't make it, so that's why she did. And lastly, again, optional, not mandatory, coaching. Coaching is probably gonna be the most pricey part of this whole experience. There's a lot of bodybuilders that do self-coach, and kudos to you, man. Me personally, I'd like to have my own coach, and I recommend most of y'all do find a coach that you can afford, because coaching will definitely take you to the next level. And me personally, I was trying to be real competitive, so I do not regret having a coach that knew exactly what to do with me, and especially for peak week where it's most critical and you gotta look a certain look on stage, it worked out perfectly. He put me in the spot that I needed to be, and he pumped my body in a way that I couldn't have done myself. With that being said, total for coaching was for those 4 months was about $1,200. Every coach is different though. You know, some coaches charge different rates. You find what's best for you. So I definitely don't regret it. It was an amazing coach that I have. Shout out Dan, he got me right. And we're gonna continue using coaching off season, because off season is really where you grow. So keep that in mind. It's not just for prep. And yeah, that's basically the breakdown of what I spent for my show at my first natural bodybuilding show, for the grand total of $4,700. Yes, it's a bit, and yes, I did put it on some credit cards, but I think that this was totally worth it for my experience and my own hobby and my own passion, and it's something that I'm working towards for myself in the future. I do have a lot of future aspirations that I would like to do with this bodybuilding, so. And many other people spend it on different things. You know, there's people that spend it on their own hobbies like gaming, on other things. It's just a passion of mine. And sometimes I think for your own mental health and your own sake, making these investments for yourself is what's gonna make you happier. And yeah, so keep this in mind. You can go way cheaper, especially with food, coaching, other miscellaneous items. It doesn't have to be that expensive. This is just how much I spent for my own experience because I can't afford it, right? But everyone can do it differently, and you don't have to stick to it. But this is just a very transparent figures and how I broke it down and how much you have to spend. Maybe this will help you out in understanding how much you have to spend. So keep in mind, this is not something that you do from one day to the other. You do have to plan it out, not only for your body, but for your pockets. So keep that in mind. And thank you all for watching today. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on them post notifications, and tune in for my next YouTube video. I'll be dropping some fitness content, fitness advice. Drop some questions below of what kind of videos you'd like to see next. And hopefully we can continue building some more YouTube videos for y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And I got a surprise for you later this summer. Stay tuned. Swolex out.